Alright, let's talk about operators and operation. So we're back at our program that we have been working on for demonstration purposes. And we want maybe as we're moving the blue circle sprite around, maybe we want to be able to press the X button to make it go faster. So let's use operators. First, we are going to need 4 more if-then statements. One for each the up arrow, the left arrow, the right arrow, and the down arrow. So we want it to be maybe up arrow and S being pressed at the same time. So let's use AND. So we're going to drag this into each and every one of these because we want S to be able to be pressed in all 4 buttons. So let's drag more of these sensing buttons into these slots in the AND. And this actually looks a lot more complicated than it really is, but it does look cool. So we're going to, once we get these done, I will show you how we will make this run the way we want it to run. So basically, if I can get it to let me drag these into this one. It's being a little bit finicky today. Okay, so basically now what we're going to do is, so we need to select the up arrow, the down arrow, the left arrow. Oh, it helps to actually stop the program. And the right arrow. So this is the part that we programmed up here. The up, down, left, and right arrow for moving the sprite around, because we want it to still move around, but if we press S at the same time as we're moving it around, we want it to change. So let's change these over to S. So we will need to do this for all 4 of them. It is a bit time consuming, but again, you are building a program that is unique and nobody else some people may not even be able to understand what you're programming. So now all it knows is something is going to happen when we press, say, the up arrow and the S button, but it doesn't know what, because we haven't told it to what it needs to do. So let's go into motion. Up arrow, we are going to be changing the X. Down arrow, we're going to be changing the X value, and then the Y value for the left and right. But we want it to go twice as fast. So why don't we make this 20, negative 20, and then another negative 20, and a 20. So now if we run this, we can move it around like normal, and if we move it around while pressing X, it's going to move even faster. So that's cool. Oh no, we have programmed it wrong. So the up arrow is right. Oh, I know what's going on. So it still runs. It basically, because we're using WASD, as well as controlling it. So what I usually use is X. So, or let's use G. It's a weird one to be pressing, but it will work. G in the program. So now we can run it around. So that's basically in what the main part in operators. Or you can do or. So you could do, if for say this one, up arrow key, if the up arrow key or the G key is pressed, then it will follow change X by 20. That's probably not a very good idea, because now we have changed the way that it moves. So you can do other things as well that are going to be a little more complicated than just learning the basics of programming, which we will not go over until later. Actually, we won't even really go over those. So that's the operators, though. And enjoy being able to program and knowing how to use these operators.